Hey guys, welcome back to the Blue Tiger Poker 10K Challenge. It is April the 16th, about midday here, almost 4 o'clock. So, got one table going right now. Really, there's nothing open. It's the only table they're showing right now for $1.50. So, just refresh there. Looks like we got a 50-cent table we can jump on here. So, we're going to do that real quick. And kind of go from there. Don't really know what just happened there, so think we made it on that table. It asked us for a cash option, so software has been running a little weird lately. So good thing is this table here, the guy first off had kings, and now he just hit a flush, so he got his money back on that. So good thing there. He just men opened the blind, and then we actually hit fours with our 9-4, so we checked our option. So here we're going to definitely continue on this bet, and if we get called, we're going to shut it down. It's a very draw wet board, but he's going to be opening hands like we are, it seems like, so definitely take advantage of that. So the hand previous to that, he played like 9-6, so and then unfortunately we get our aces right off the bat, and it gets folded to us. So they went from loose to playing super tight. So we're going to actually make this table big over here so we can actually get some stuff going on it. And we're going to be opening a lot more hands than usual. Knowing this guy's calling with any smaller pairs, we'll be a little bit more selective with that opening. Looking for some kind of connectivity of the cards and things like that. But I still think we have a pretty good post-flop advantage, and here it looks like we can get us in our last table. Another one just popped open. So we definitely got all our tables up and running, and hopefully we'll get some good action here going on. So let's make that one big so our numbers are bigger and can stand out. So we're going to be playing shorthanded on top table, 50-cent table. We're still waiting for it to come around to us, and then looks like we just made it in down here in time. That once this hand's over, I think we're going to be in the big blind, so we should get right into action down here. We are going to do, again, a little looser, but his playing, he did give up on the first flop, and then here, he might call with some overs. We'll see. He did call one, so we're going to continue another one, and either if he's got an ace, he'll call. If he doesn't, then he'll fold out. So, and he might make a play here, and if he does, then we'll just give it up. So unfortunately, our 10 kicker is the one on the board. So we're going to throw one more big bet out there, and he might get stubborn with a 10 or something like that, but still like our odds, and he's either going to shove it or not. So here he might have an ace, or he was on a hard draw, who knows. And then down here in this table, we're going to definitely open up our 10s for that. So we lost the money we did make off of player 1, but player 5 seems to be more of a target than player 1. And, you know, and as long as he took to fold the hand out, I think he was probably bluffing, but, you know, one bluff got called by another one, or he just made a stupid play, one of the two, and called us bluffing. But, yeah, we can't defend with our 10 high. I mean, the only thing we can do then is, like, say you're bluffing, shove him all in, and hope he folds at that time. So, kind of seeing the fold equity. But he probably got stubborn with probably like a king jack or something like that, and just felt like he was gonna go with it. So, which is good. That's the player we're gonna make money off of. And at our tables, we have one guy that's got us covered. It's very small amounts, so I don't think, and this guy is limping in. We're definitely, anytime he limps, we're going to raise so we can actually play our hand more aggressive post flop and probably take down the pots on that. And again, we're going to continue to open. We're just going to min open here. He's going to call. Pretty good flop for us. Flop second pair of the board. I don't think he's continuing enough with us here. And over here, we're going to go ahead and bet. And I think he's going to continue with a lot of draws. Even though it's going to hit, we're going to go a little bit bigger bet sizing on this one to get him to just fold out weaker, or if he's still in a diamond draw, something of that nature. So we got check 2 here. I don't think there's a reason. If he's got a jack, he's going to shove on us, and if not, he's probably folding, which he did fold. So this week's play has been pretty nice. We've had some up and downs, but when we actually ended the session for each night, we've actually been up some money. I think we're up close to 260-ish or something like that for the 2 days that we've been back from vacation playing. So, and you know, we've punched the count back up there, so we've got a lot of breathing room, so we can actually not play as tight as we were previously when we cashed out and left only ourselves with only 6 big blinds on the thing. This guy has been, we're gonna go ahead and 3-bet him. He's opening. I don't think if he had a stronger hand, it might be a standard opening. That is a play that we'll make in smaller ones, but rather just go ahead and take this down. It's free money I think he put out there for us, and we're just going to take it. So our 3-bet range against him is going to be a lot wider than it usually would. And same thing here. We're out of position. We're going to go ahead and make the pot and probably play these hands just like we would any other time. So just like we had kings or aces, I think we're going to play that hand throughout with his opening range at that time. He might have a pair or something like that. In this hand, we're definitely going to call, and if we get 3-bet by the player 1 here, we'll definitely go away. So not a bad flop. We'll definitely call a bet as long as it's probably under 7, and it is. And then we also got a backdoor draw. We also have a pair. So an ace comes out. It might give them a, there's the diamond. And actually I was about to say, we don't want the ace of diamonds to come out because that kind of completes this guy's coming along and this guy. So are we ahead right now? No. We timed out up here on this table. So going to get away. We're hoping to pick up a club or the ace on the turn. We could still call with the gut shot. If any of those, we'd have a lot of outs at that time. So the guy's sitting out, so just to me, he was probably making a desperation charge. And here again, you know, his openings like that, we're definitely calling. We got position on him. And our hand showdown, we want him think we're kind of scared of the hand, but we're not really. There's the spade. So then we're going to just bet like half pot. And then up here, it's a good flop for us. We'll go ahead and take that bet. And so we're back in over here. So we got called by the queen being out there. This guy, we're going to fire 2 bets. Last time he did call flop bet. He seems to float a lot. And anytime he makes a move on us, then we'll give it up at that time. But so here, he's called 2 streets. He might have 9-10 or Jack-10 or something along those lines. And then we have the loose guy. We actually want to bring this guy in with our hand, so we're actually just going to invite him to come along too. So we're getting out of this one. We're too far out of position. This one we were, but these guys are both setting shorter stacked. So this guy just seems to be very aggressive so far, player 1 up there in that table. So here, again, with that type of play, we're going to be raising these pots up. So we have Mr. 1 up there, call. We definitely just want to make a little bit over half pot. I think that gets him to go away the majority of the time. So pretty standard here with our ace-king, and then we must have just ran everybody off from this table. The actual two bad players are gone. So player 6 stacked him. So, and that's a good card for us. We'll call that one. And not the best board for us to see bet on. And then he shoves 35. So apparently we're giving up our ace king at this time. Who knows? He's probably on the spade draw at the time, because if he actually had a high queen or something like that, why is he wanting to shove it to get it in? So it usually means they're on a spade draw. So if we had a pair, we definitely would be calling that. So here we picked up a backdoor heart draw. It gives us some more value to fire off the second c-bet and also call his bet. So we want to make it a half pot. So if he does raise it, we can somewhat, unless we're up against the set this time. That is about the only time, but most time he's going to give up. He had 9-10 or queen 10 or something like that. He might call one street there. 9-10, he's probably calling another street. So that's probably his hand, or he might have had like king 8 or something along those lines. So in the last 2 episodes, I got one up today, so not many people this morning got the episode up, so you guys probably already watched that before watching this one, or you might be watching this one first. So we're actually starting a new thing where you can send some hand histories in to admin@BlueTigerPoker.com, and during some dead spots of these shooting videos, we're going to start reviewing some of those hands. So we're just going to start at the top. We're going to maybe try to get 5 in or so per episode if we can. I mean, if action dictates otherwise, then we won't. Again, we're isolating this guy. He's opening up a lot, and then he's pretty much given up a lot to c-bets. So we're going to continue to fire off at that. And if player 6, he's setting full stack, hadn't really played a hand, so he might decide he wants to make a thing. Now this time we've been firing off when we didn't, so we actually hit this, and I think if he had it, he would bet. So we want him to catch up just a little bit. We got a backdoor draw. I mean, that does open up a draw for him right now at the 9, but we're hoping he hits something where he would want to call. And we want him or make him bluff. And we would raise, but we'll take it a little cautious here. So that does hit pretty hard. Thing is, can we get value out of him? Is he just checking to get us to induce? So what we can do is we're going to just make a small little bet here of $2. And if he raises us to like 6 or 7, we had the same hand. So we can still call that bet. So that was unfortunate. So when he did hit, he actually did check it. So, but he had a weak kicker with his hand. So what are you going to do? Move on to the next one. I don't think we played that to the best of our ability at that time. So unfortunately, we just lost a lot to the rake. I think we lost like $1 or something like that. Nothing over here on this hand really for us to make some type of play. We're kind of giving that one up. So right now, I think we're about down $5 or so, and we're about even there, and we're down $8. So, and here, because we're suited, I don't think this player's going anywhere. And that's a nice little board for us. We're going to check and see how the action goes through the rest of the board. And player 6 seems to be pretty loose with his money too. And you'll see that this time of day. So there's a good card for us. We're going to just make a small bet. Anybody with an 8 or maybe the mate straight there will definitely be calling and raising. The 8 will probably raise. And there's the king, so definitely going to bet some more for value here. A little bit on the larger side. Thought he would call, but I guess not. And then here we are again in the small blinds, and I like to raise these hands. I don't like to just flat call with them. So, and this guy's been calling, and so I still think we can play post flop a lot better than he can. So we're definitely going to try to get the pot bigger for us when that happens. But I don't know if I finished up with the hand history thing, but Yeah, send them in, but when you do, I want you guys to kind of give me as much information as you can about the hand, the person you're playing against, or where the question is in the hand. Um, and just be prepared for straight honesty. If you played the hand horrible, I'm going to tell you that. So I don't want you to just send it in thinking, oh, well, did I misplay my aces? And I do get a lot of the aces from people, and it's kind of crazy. I mean, aces are aces. You can play aces bad, but most time people are like, well, do I fold here? And and it's most time they lost to a set of some sort. And so it is player dependent, and that's what I want you guys to send in is information about the person that you're in question about. So how's he been playing? If you're actually on a site that you're using Hold'em Manager, give us the stats that go along with the villain, and then we can kind of give you a more honest answer of how to play hands instead of the generic type. So I mean, the opponent matters so much when you're playing. So if you can give us more information about that opponent, the better I can help you make the plays that are correct for you to make. I wish we can get some hands on this 50-cent table over here. It's pretty much the juiciest one of the bunch, besides the players down here. We got a couple other people set short, but this player 6 is our main target. He's been pretty crazy. He did stack the other two. Well, the one guy loose left, and then he stacked off the other guy. So yeah, I think he set in one hand and stacked him, which was fun if you can do that. Surely makes your win rate look nice. So here we get min raise pretty much. You can say min raise. Pot, I just it sucks, but now we're calling $4 into a $22 pot. So we're gonna do it, even though majority of the time, we're just right here. It's check fold, but it kills me to see people make poor bet sizing like that. If he has queens now, he's stuck. So he could have got maybe this guy player 5 has like an ace 8 or ace 9. And maybe if he'd made it like $12, he wouldn't have called. So he actually had aces. So it's just unfortunate. So the other guy had ace queen. So what can you do about that? And I didn't mean to check this one. That sucked. So we'll definitely go ahead and take a stab at this. We timed out on the other table up there, and so. And that's the type of hands you see. Just when I was trying to get all the thought process down, the type of hands you see people min raising with, and it just kills me. They have to make that call, but then when you do crack them and bust them up, they get all pissy. They're like, well, I don't understand why you called. Well, don't freaking make it to where I'm getting 6-to-1 odds to make a call, and I won't do it. So, that King 10 hand would be in the dump very quickly if the guy raised. And thing is, this ace queen guy, probably from his stack size and how he's playing before he got out of here, he was calling no matter what. So if the guy made a 12, he'd still call, and then he's getting the same results either way from that hand. And he might even, the way that guy was playing from the way the guy was calling from the other. So this is definitely a hand we just want to go ahead and 3-bet and take the pot down. We don't want to get too tricky with it. We want these guys out and just pick up the $3. It's not a hand that's going to play well. So if we're betting, these are type of hands where you're going to 3-bet your good ones and then you're going to 3-bet your bad ones. Same thing here. The Queen 10 suited I like, but I want to kind of get these guys out of the way and get to this 64 guy. So, okay, flop. We just got a poor kicker. We're just going to call and see what he does. So there's the heart draw. It looks like if we had it, we would call with the heart. So that's interesting. So he's betting 11 this time. We're never going to call one more. See if he shuts down here on the river. Problem is he doing it with like King Jack, something like that? I don't know if he would fold if we would bet here, so we're going to check for showdown. So he's actually bluffing the whole time. So he wasn't going to call our bet, and that's what I was kind of getting at is, you know, if we bet, he's just probably folding unless he's got us beat. He's going to call. So throwing a bet out there, I think would be wasting money. You know, we're only going to call by what beats us or split, and you know, his betting was a little weird. Why, you know, if he actually had a strong hand like he was representing, why is his bet sizing the way it was? I mean, sometimes that's good if you got somebody who's thinking behind you like this, but most of the people at this level are just, you know, betting value and their bet sizing is one thing, and then when they're betting scared, it's betting a different amount, and it's usually the larger side. They're like, I'm going to get him out of the pot. You know, I'm going to get him out of the pot. I'm going to bet, you know, $50 pot, he bets $50 into it. So it's just, those are little telltale signs, and you can pick it up. And it's usually people who play a lot of pots, and you know, it's kind of odd. Like you see them. The biggest tell probably to that would be if you see them where they actually flop something like top pair, or they just call with it, or bet smalls trying to get money from you, and then all of a sudden now they're betting so large, which don't make sense. Same thing, we're wanting to isolate, and he called the first bet, so we don't see why he wouldn't call this one too. We're just going to check this hand up here. And I'll probably end up calling if he would shove there on us. I still like our 2 overs. That board's not going to hit him enough, so he might get a little funky with his play there, seeing as he did tried to bluff the last time with a larger bet sizing. We're just going to bet again. If he's got a 9, he shoves, and hopefully he doesn't have a 3 or 5, and our kicker's good. So if he shoves, he's pretty much got a 9. He might have an overpair of some sort. I see no reason not to get value here. $7. I think he'll call up to 6. And if he shoves, we definitely call. If he hit a 10 or a 5, if he has a set, then so be it at that time. But he didn't call, so unfortunate for us. So here's our loose guy again coming in. If he probably made it 3, I'd probably call that just because I think he's going to pay us off more than anybody else at the table. So I'd rather play pots where I can get paid off a larger amount. But you know, if he didn't just min limit, then yes, we're definitely in there playing that hand. Weak opening, but we have a guy who's very tight. He's folding out. This guy is brand new. We're just testing the waters with him. And then we got an ace, so we're just going to go ahead and bet the ace and see if we can get him to fold. And if he does anything weird, then we'll just change it up and dump her hand unless we actually hit a queen or some kind of, you know, the draw comes closer in on us for pricing. But for his stack, we're not going to get paid off to go after a draw, so that kind of rules that one out. What else? Yeah, so this week's been good, and you know, I'm back to playing a full schedule of these things, so I hope to get you guys 3 videos out a week for sure. Hopefully 4. Looking to pick up some playing time. Didn't get much in before I left, so you know, we're producing a pretty good win rate. I think the last time since we were able to start putting things, found the website PokerDominator, I think was the name of it, .com, is pretty much a thing where you can go in and enter your information in. Unlike Hold'em Manager and stuff said in the previous video, it doesn't track your hand-to-hand stats. So you're not going to see the up and down. So if you ended up closing out a session, you lost, you book it, it's a loss. If you ended up $1, you book it, and it shows positive. So you're not going to see the ups and downs or see where you might have had trouble in the hands. You do get to put, was the table strong, weak, and things of that nature. But besides that, you're just going to see your dollar tracking and then being able to keep up with stuff that way. We're actually just going to get out of that hand up there. It's pretty obvious. I'm thinking about if it's folded us, this guy's opening from very open range. So we have a likelihood of having the same hand. So here we pick up we got shot, and so here we are going to call. So 2 diamonds in the heart. I think we can bet here for pretty good value and maybe pick this up. So unless he hit the king, I think we're winning this pot right here the majority of the time. So here, pretty much our plan is to check raise if he bets, and we'll just get it in. So he did not bet, so we're actually going to go ahead and bet here. And if he does anything weird to us, then we're going to probably make the same play there, because then he might be saying, oh, maybe he missed. But for him, if you're looking at it from his perspective, that Jack-10 suited hits our pretty much calling range pretty hard. And so, I don't see him doing much against that. So, he seems to be somewhat of a competent player. I don't think he's played too many hands. I don't think he's aggressive either. So that could be part of it. Whether if he hits a hand, he's going to go after you, and if you don't hit anything, he's just going to check fold it. So you'd be a guy you could probably see bet a lot, but on that board we're looking to open to get him to bet, and then we're trying to get some type of value out of it at that point. Alright, looks like we're coming around to the blinds on about all the tables, so we're actually going to call it quits here, guys, and so until next time, good luck at the tables.